The sky over the small coastal city changed in one slow, silent moment. At first it looked like thick gray clouds rolling in from the sea. Fishermen on the shore stopped pulling their nets. Children on the beach pointed upward. Birds flew away in wide, nervous circles. Then the clouds opened. Thousands of giant shapes slid out of the sky like dark mountains made of metal. They were smooth and cold and bright with blue and red lights. They covered the sun. The sea turned black under their shadows. All across Earth alarms rang. Phones buzzed. Screens lit up with the same words again and again. Unknown fleet detected. Global emergency. In the small city by the ocean, Captain Jack Turner stood on the roof of the old rescue station. He had gray hair, tired eyes, and a jacket that smelled of salt and smoke. Beside him stood Emily Wright, an engineer with oil on her hands and worry on her face. Behind them was Noah Brooks, a school teacher who still held a stack of homework papers under his arm. They watched the sky in silence. A huge alien ship moved slowly above the water, quiet and heavy, like a floating island. Emily whispered, "That is not a cloud." Noah swallowed. "That is not human." Jack stared for a long time. Then very softly he began to laugh. Emily turned fast. "Jack, this is not funny." Jack wiped his eyes. I know. But look at them." He pointed at the ships. "They parked them like nervous tourists. Too close together. Half of them are crooked. One is blocking the others." Noah blinked. "You are joking now?" Jack nodded. "Yes. Because if I stop joking I will start shaking." Emily looked at the sky again. Her hands were cold. But Jack's laugh was warm and real, and somehow it made her breathe easier. People began to run in the streets. Some cried. Some prayed. Some shouted into phones. Jack went down the stairs and opened the rescue station doors. "Okay," he said. "We do what humans always do. We help each other." Emily followed him inside. She started checking the power system. "If the grid fails, we need light." Noah ran to the school nearby. He helped children into the gym and told simple stories to keep them calm. He used a soft voice and silly jokes about space cats and flying sandwiches. Outside, neighbors brought blankets, water, and tea. A small cafe owner rolled a cart full of cups into the street. "Free tea," she said. "For fear." Jack carried an old radio to the roof. He spoke calmly into the microphone. "This is Captain Jack Turner, Coastal Rescue. We are safe here. If you can hear me, breathe slow. Help the person next to you." Across the city, people listened. High above, inside the alien flagship, Admiral Korik watched the planet. His eyes were black and bright. His skin was pale silver. His officers stood in perfect lines. "Where is the panic?" he asked. An officer checked the screen. "There is panic, Admiral. But also, laughter." Korik leaned closer. "Explain." The officer showed a video feed. Humans were sitting together, drinking tea under glowing alien ships. A man was telling jokes to crying children. A gray-haired captain was laughing and waving at the sky. "They are not obeying fear," the officer said. Korik felt a strange tight feeling in his chest. His people ruled by terror. Fear always worked. But here fear was failing. Back on Earth, Emily fixed a broken generator with simple tools. Noah brought her a cup of tea. "Thank you," she said. Noah smiled. "I never thought I would drink tea under alien warships." Jack came back inside. "They are watching us." Emily nodded. "Good. Let them see who we are." Jack looked at the people sitting together, sharing food and quiet jokes. "Do you know why I laughed?" he asked. Emily shook her head. "Because I remembered every storm we survived. Every fire. Every flood. We always find a way." The sky glowed brighter. A deep alien voice echoed across the world. "People of Earth, surrender." In the rescue station no one ran. Jack stood up, brushed his jacket and smiled. "Well," he said softly, "they came all this way. The least we can do is be kind." And under a sky full of warships, humans kept laughing, helping, and holding on to hope. The deep alien voice rolled across Earth like slow thunder. "People of Earth, surrender or be erased." The words came from every screen, every radio, every phone. They were cold and sharp like metal. In the small coastal city, the rescue station went very quiet. Emily held the microphone in both hands. Her fingers shook, but her eyes were steady. Noah stood beside her, holding a small note with jokes written in blue pen. Jack watched the sky through the open door. Outside, people waited. Inside, the world listened. Emily took a slow breath. "This is Emily Wright," she said. Her voice was simple and clear. "Thank you for visiting Earth." Noah's eyes went wide. Emily continued, "We see your ships. They are very big. We hope you had a safe trip." Jack smiled. "If you need directions," Emily said, "we can help. If you are hungry, we have tea and biscuits. And if you are lost, that is okay. It happens to everyone." For one long second, the world was silent. Then Noah leaned closer to the mic. "And, please don't block the sun with your ships," he said. "Parking tickets are very expensive here." A small laugh escaped Emily's mouth. The laugh spread. First one person. Then 10. Then 1,000. Across Earth, people laughed together. In hospitals, nurses laughed softly while holding hands with patients. In shelters, children laughed and clapped. In crowded apartments, families laughed through tears. Fear cracked like old glass. High above, inside the alien flagship, Admiral Korik stared at the screen. "They thanked us," he said slowly. An officer whispered, "They offered food." Another said, "They joked about parking." Korik felt his long claws tighten. "This is wrong," he said. "They should be begging." The commanders began to argue. "Humans are mocking us," one said. "No," said another. "They are inviting us." "They are weak," said a third. "They are strong," said a fourth very quietly. Korik raised his hand. Silence fell. "Show me more," he ordered. The screen changed. It showed Jack giving a blanket to an old woman. It showed Emily fixing a broken light so children would not sit in the dark. It showed Noah telling a bad joke to a scared boy and the boy laughing. "They are not running," Korik said. "They are not fighting," an officer replied. "They are caring." Korik felt the strange tight feeling again. Back on Earth, Emily lowered the microphone. Her knees felt weak. Noah whispered, "That was the worst joke I have ever told." Jack laughed. "It was perfect." A small girl walked up and gave Emily a biscuit. "For the aliens," she said. Emily knelt down. "Thank you." The sky glowed brighter, but it did not attack. Across the stars, the Armada waited. And for the first time in their long history, fear did not win. A small shape dropped from the great alien ships. It fell through the clouds like a dark star. People looked up and held their breath. The drone was no bigger than a truck, but it shone with hard blue light. Its sides were smooth. Its front glowed like a single cold eye. In the rescue station, a warning beep filled the room. "It is coming here," Emily said softly. Noah felt his hands shake. Jack placed a calm hand on his shoulder. "Slow breath," Jack said. "In and out." Outside, the drone hovered above the street. Wind pushed dust and paper across the ground. Some people wanted to run. Jack stepped forward. "Stay together," he called. "Walk, don't rush. Help the person beside you." Emily opened boxes of water and passed bottles to children and old people. Noah led a line of students into the school gym, telling a silly story about a brave sandwich that saved the world. Firefighters rolled out hoses not to fight aliens but to keep the streets clear and safe. Doctors set up a small care table for anyone who felt weak. Everyone had a small job. No one was alone. The drone moved lower. Its light scanned faces and hands. Inside the alien flagship, Admiral Korik watched. "Begin fear test," an officer said. The drone sent out a loud sound like breaking metal. No one screamed. A baby cried and a stranger picked the baby up and rocked her gently. "This is wrong," Korik whispered. On the street, the drone stopped above Jack. Jack looked up and waved. "Hello," he said. "You are blocking the view." Emily laughed quietly and fixed a broken light so the street would not be dark. The drone flashed brighter. Then softer. Its sound slowed. Its light dimmed. Inside the ship, alarms beeped. "Fear response low," an officer said. "System confused." Korik leaned closer to the screen. "They are not afraid," he said. "They are kind." The drone drifted down and touched the ground. Its light went out. It powered down. People stood still for one long second. Then a small cheer rose, gentle and warm. Noah whispered, "We did it without fighting." Jack smiled. "We did it by being human." High above, the alien commanders watched in silence. Fear had failed. And the galaxy felt a change it had never known before. A soft blue light filled the small room inside the alien ship. Noah Brooks stood in the center. His shoes felt heavy. His heart beat fast. Emily and Jack stood behind him, quiet and steady. Admiral Korik sat on a high silver chair. His eyes were dark and deep. Around him stood his commanders, tall and silent. Noah bowed a little the way his students bowed in school plays. "Hello," Noah said. "Thank you for inviting me." Korik studied him. "This is not a joke," the Admiral said. Noah nodded. I know. He took a slow breath. When I was a boy, Noah said, a big storm came to my town. The sea rose. Houses broke. People lost everything. Emily felt her throat tighten. We were afraid, Noah said. But my mother made soup on a small fire and told a silly story about a chicken who wanted to be a hero. We laughed. And we kept going. The room was very quiet. Jack stepped forward. I was a rescue captain, he said. I pulled people from floods and fires. Sometimes we lost friends. Coric's eyes moved. But we still laughed, Jack said softly. Not because it was easy. Because laughter kept us alive. Emily lifted her head. When we laugh, she said, we tell each other, you are not alone. That is how we stay brave. Coric felt the tight feeling break open. You face death with jokes, he said. Noah smiled gently. We face it with each other. The commanders whispered among themselves. They are not weak, one said. They do not break, another said. Coric stood slowly. You were meant to fear us, he said. Jack shook his head. We were meant to care for each other. Silence filled the hall. Then Coric bowed his head. You are unbreakable, he said. Not because of weapons, but because you stand together. And in that quiet room the truth finally shone bright. The great alien ships began to move. One by one they turned away from Earth. Their lights grew smaller. Their shadows lifted from the sea and the cities. People came out of shelters and homes. They looked up in quiet wonder. Inside the flagship, Admiral Coric stood alone before a glowing recorder. This is Admiral Coric of the Galactic Armada, he said. Record this for all worlds. He paused. Do not attack humans, he said slowly. They do not break under fear. They answer darkness with laughter and kindness. He closed his eyes. They are not weak. They are unbreakable. The message flew across the stars. On Earth the sky turned blue again. The sun touched the water. The waves rolled soft and calm. On the beach, Jack, Emily, and Noah stood barefoot in the sand. Emily held a warm cup of tea. Noah skipped a small stone across the water. Jack watched the last alien light fade. We did not win with guns, Noah said. Jack smiled. We won by being human. Emily looked at the sky. Do you think the galaxy will remember us? Jack nodded. They already are. A child ran past them laughing. A dog barked at the waves. Life went on. And far beyond the stars, the galaxy wrote a new truth in quiet light. Humans are dangerous not because they fight hard, but because they refuse to lose hope, even when the universe tries to scare them.